In our course, as in real life, you will have to deal with some point with inequalities. So let's just quickly go over the symbols. So this symbol is for words like less than, fewer than, smaller than, under, below. This symbol is for less than or equal to, no more than, at most, maximum, up to. This symbol is for greater than, more than, larger than, exceeds, above. And this one is for greater than or equal to, no less than, at least, minimum. So, if we take a look at these problems here, it says enumerate a few numbers that satisfy the inequalities below. So this is read in words, x is less than 4. So basically we want numbers that are less than 4. So that means I can say 3.99999 and so on. I can say 3, I can say 2.5, 1, 0, -7, for example. These are numbers less than 4. But be very careful. I did not say 4, right? I did not include 4 in my list. Why is that? Because this symbol is strictly less than 4. We are not including that value. If we look at the second problem, it says x is greater than 5. So basically, what are those numbers? Well, I can say 5.01, I can say 6, 7, 8.9, 10.34. I cannot say 3 because is not less than, is not greater than 5, is less than 5. But as you noticed, you probably noticed, I did not say 5 because 5 is not greater than 5. This symbol is telling me do not include that number. Well, if we take a look at the third problem, it says x less than or equal to 4. X is less than or equal to 4. Or in other words, I can say x is at most 4. What does that mean? It means 4, 3.9, 2, 0, and so on. And I hope you notice between 1 and 3 how I did include 4 in my answer this time because the symbol is less than or equal to. So it's including the value. Problem 4 is x greater than or equal to 5. So we say x is greater than or equal to 5. So what that means is 5, 6, 7, 9.1, for example, and so on. And again, this time I included the 5 because of the symbol greater than or equal to 5. And I also can say is at least 5. So I am including the value of 5. But sometimes I can have x is between 3 and 5 and 7, including 7. Or I can say x is it's more than, or x is more than 3 and at most 7. So when I use these words, I know that I'm not going to include 3, but I will include 7. So a few numbers here, I can say, well, greater than 3 would be, let's say, 3.01 if I want. And then I can say 3.5 or 3.7 and 4 and 4.3 and 5 and 6 and 7. 7 it's included, but 3 was not included. I can actually put 3 and cross it out. So you can see how the 3 was not included, but 7 was included. And these symbols are the key symbols that are telling me which one to include and which one not to include. So here, let's translate these words or problems that are written in words in inequalities to see if we understood. So it says there will be at least 5 problems on the test. What does that mean? It means there are going to be 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 1,000, right? So in inequality notation, I can write x greater than or equal to 5 like that. So I am including, so the word at least means I will have to use the symbol greater than or equal to. Problem 7, there will be more than 5 problems on the test. So more than 5 problems, it means 6, 7, 8, and so on. So basically x greater than 5. So let's make the comparison between this one and this one, right? Do you see the difference? So the difference is here I have greater than or equal to, while here I have strictly greater. And how do I know that? It's the wording, at least 5 and more than 5. So the vocabulary that I have up here, it's important. So make sure you look over it carefully. Let's see another one. John makes less than $10,000. So did you hear somebody saying something like that in real life? I bet you did, right? What does that mean? It means x less than 10,000. What that means, it means John does not make 10,000. He might make 9,999,099 cents. He can make maybe $5, or he can make $3 or 333, but he cannot make 10,000, right? John makes at most 10,000. So at most 10,000, I want to see number 8 as well to make the comparison, means x less than or equal to 10,000, which means he might make 10,000, but at the same time, he might make $1, right? But at most 10,000, that means he's not making $10,001 or 10,001 cent. He can make, but 10,000 it's included. Here it's not included, while here it is. And the key to decide which one to use, which one, when to include it and when we don't include it, is the inequality symbol. And another one, John makes more than $55 and at most $75. So how do we write that? Well, he makes more than $55, so that means 55 is less than x, or x is greater than, and makes at most $75, so less than or equal to 75. So he makes between 55 and 75, not including 55. And this is, you're gonna see at the beginning of the course that you will have to decide when to include the value and when not, right? And the key is understanding these inequality signs. I hope it helps.